what do we say right here? We are live from somewhere in Hamilton, Ontario, and all the way from the great state of North Carolina. Did I do that right, Jeff?
The emergency room. Yes, I
the
should have sent you the
emergency
script.
room. Yeah, you should have sent me the script. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday evening. As you can see, Jeff is not at home, but Jeff is okay. All right, Jeff is okay. Jeff's just helping out, taking his dad, a little checkup. All is well. There's the head shake. All right, we're good. We're good.
Can't you
Jeff,
hear? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but this is not the ideal spot that you wanted to be in.
No, that's all right. I'm trying to see if I could flip the camera. I don't know if I can. I don't know how to flip
getting everybody in the room. Hey, Jim, what's up? And of course, Crow. I didn't mean to not say hi to you. Oh, hello. There's Daddy. Hello, Daddy.
I did not have to flip the camera. I had to do it old school.
Oh, Jeffy, it has been quite a week, sir. We have a huge show today. I'm not sure if you just wanted to continue sending me stuff all week, but I think you're trying to make a new record for what we have. Is this a HIPAA violation or the equivalent in Canada? Crow wants to know. What is the equivalent to HIPAA in Canada?
We have HIPAA.
Oh,
don't we, Jim? Well. Don't we have something like that, Jim? Jim knows more about that than I do.
Yeah, well, you know. Why would you need to know about HIPAA?
I'm a hippo. I'm a hippo. Does that count?
Sorry? What's your name?
Oh, Jim said I know that background. Oh, that's never good when you know what that is. So today is the 21st day of April in the year of 2020 Quattro, and the Maple Leafs are down 1-0. Jeff, how are you?
That's right, Pepita. But there's also a hospital version. I think there's also a hospital. Oh, they also have something.
Pepita. Got you. Did you watch the? Did you get to watch the Maple Leafs game today?
I did not.
No, well,
but there was a lot of hate.
Yeah. There's been a lot of chatter. A lot of chatter between Maple Leafs fans and Bruins fans. So
I did watch the UFL.
Oh, good. Oh, did you see that big tackle out of bounds?
I did.
Big body slam. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. The old DC defenders getting a little rowdy.
They still lost.
Yeah, they did. A little bit different than last year for them, isn't it?
Sorry, Ray. Sorry, Ray.
Yeah, sorry, Ray. Let's
sorry,
see.
Ray.
I hate that I have to fact check myself. We're glad that you fact check everything, Crow. We have one that applies to medical institutions, but not for private individuals. Gotcha.
What?
Well, I'm glad to know that Dad's going to be okay. That was my my first concern when I saw you pop in, was just, oh my God, what's going on? So.
Yep. We had a chest X-ray. We're just waiting for results, and then we're sending home. So we're just in chairs.
Yeah. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I let you know or not that my daughter's engine in her car got all messed up. I've had some guy here fixing it, and something happened, and he put a magnet too close to something. Anyway, it messed up the engine. So he decided that he was just going to go ahead and replace the engine for us. So I've never done that work before. Obviously, I'm not a car mechanic, but I got to help him kind of set that engine in today. That is really, really cool, man. Like, people that work on car and engine stuff, I have a whole new appreciation for. There's just so much in there to take apart. I mean, it is crazy the shit he has laying all over my garage right now. So going good. Engine is in and trying to get everything hooked back up. So hopefully that'll be good. And on Thursday last week, my son finally turned 16. So took him to the Department of Motor Vehicles. He got his license, and we went out and got him a car, but we can't take it until tomorrow afternoon because they had to do some checks on it. So exciting times, Jeff. Exciting times until you look at my bank account. And it's not so exciting anymore. Oh, if you haven't had kids, you might want to think about not having them.
we're getting a 1-inch pipe put in the house tomorrow.
Who?
A 1-inch pipe.
Oh, they're replacing all that pipe you told me about? Nice. Nice. So is that something that the town, the city, whatever comes in and did for you, the builder, or is that something that you found?
We knew, as Jim will tell you, our house is full of lead pipes. So somebody is doing from the inside of the house to just outside, and then the city will come and do from the street.
I got you. HIPAA in Ontario relates to health information. Jeffy, since he's not a hospital, can share pics. Look at that. Look at that. I like it. And then, thank you. I appreciate that, Jim. Appreciate it. Yep, he's a bit of a knucklehead, but he's my knucklehead, so I guess I gotta take care of him. Jeff, what else been going on with you this week?
Jim had advanced knowledge that I was here.
Oh, so he's already been informed, huh? Yeah.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure in the pre-show here, as we were getting together here the last couple of minutes, you said that you had told Crow that you weren't going to be here and that you were going to have to find somebody. And Crow was just like, you know what? Just let me get on there. I'll do a face reveal. And you were like, no, not today, Crow. It's okay. One day. Not today.
It broke up. I was going through some tunnels. His conversation broke up with me, so I actually have no idea what he said.
That's so great. So great. You guys were gaming this week. Everything was good?
Yeah, good week. Yeah.
Good.
When this video, when we're done here, it's going to launch to a premiere of my week 4 MLB challenge.
Oh.
That I filmed live.
Okay. While you were at the hospital?
No, I filmed it live on Wednesday, live on stream.
Oh! So you made content while making content again. Nicely
We're
done.
not supposed to talk about that. We're not supposed to talk about that.
Oh man. Oh. Well,
we're not supposed to.
I think that we're going to go ahead and get into this because we've got a ton of information to share today. And so up next is episode 61 of Coffee Talk with Jeff and me. I don't have a name today. I'm just me. So there you go.
It's true.
Big news in America this week as there has been some changes to Title IX. If you don't know what Title IX is, fill you in just a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit more about Caitlin Clark. I know she was one of our top stories last week, but she is just she's the talk of the world. Well, maybe not the world, but she's at least the talk of the WNBA right now. So
she might be doing weekly guest appearances on the Pat McAfee show.
Oh wow. Okay, that'll be fun. We're going to touch up on some stuff with the OJ estate. I've got a post of the week. Did you hear about, of course, 5 guesses. But some things we're not going to talk about this week. I don't know if you've heard who Thomas Elliott is and what that incident was that he had, but we're not going to talk about it. So you're going to have to look at that on your own. The Cavender twins, Jeff. The Cavender twins, your girls, the Cavender twins. They are coming back to Miami. They're returning to the U, but we're not going to talk about it. Okay. Story out of America is that President Biden is suing the gas station Sheetz Not going to talk about that, but if you want to know more, look it up. And also Max Azzarello. If you don't know who that name is, he just lit himself on fire. But we're not going to talk about it.
As
You
one
good with that,
does.
Jeff?
Love it.
Good. All right. Well, let's get into it. Let's talk about some Title IX. All right. Title IX was created in 1972, 1973, signed in, and it was basically meant to allow women the same space to do the things that men do when it comes to sports. And so there was federal assistance programs, and there were things that were set up to where we had women's sports leagues, you have women's locker rooms, you have, anything that could happen, women had their own place and thing to do it, right? It specifically said in there the word sex, meaning male, female, right? And now there has been a rewrite after 42 years to include or not include, but to change the word from sex to gender.
Oh, Neil.
Okay.
Oh.
Sounded like Leo to me.
Phew. I'm back. Keep going.
Hey, you're back. So the language is now changed to say sex to gender. Okay. So now basically your gender identity is what you play with sports. We've talked on this topic a couple of times on previous shows, just touched on it really. It's a very taboo subject to get into because there's a lot of emotion and feeling that goes into conversations like this. There are a lot of women that are very upset right now. Very, very upset because they feel like their rights have been taken from them and given to men. Okay. So a couple of things that this will do. It basically means that anyone who identifies as a woman is eligible for women's academic and athletic scholarships. Okay. So that is now going to include more individuals that are going to be eligible for those scholarships. Okay. Academic or athletic. Access to the restrooms, access to bathrooms is now going to be for all. Okay. Because if you identify as this gender, you will be able to now use that gender's restroom or locker room. Same thing goes for dorms on college campuses. Now, those that identify as women can be roomed with women. And the biggest part that I've heard people getting upset about is the fact that now you will be forced to use, like teachers and students on campuses will be forced to use preferred pronouns for individuals. So this is a huge change to something that has been long-standing. Jeff, my whole life, my entire life, I have listened to women fighting for their rights. I have listened to women calling for equality. I have heard women's cries for more salary. I have heard women's cries for better conditions. The U.S. women's soccer team very famously had a big lawsuit about the conditions of their fields and the equal pay as not being comparable to the men. So we've heard a lot of stuff about this my entire life, and most of yours, I'm sure, as well. And now with the stroke of a pen, all of that hard work is going to go away. There are quite a few females that are upset about this, as I said. One of them is Sage Steele here. Sage Steele, if you remember, Jeff, was an ESPN anchor. She was let go after 14 or 16 years. I can't remember the exact number there. But she had said a couple of controversial things that the network wasn't in agreement with. One was about COVID and mandatory vaccines. One, I think, was about President Obama at the time. What he identified on the census as, and then the other one was about how females dress when it comes to, or maybe it wasn't just about how they dress, but it was something to do with like sexual assault, and you kind of can't just blame the athlete. You got to actually look at what's going on, kind of thing. So it was very controversial. ESPN had moved on from her from those controversial outtakes, and she here, kind of blasts some of these professional female icons, for kind of standing up for these changes that are happening in the past, right? Not today, but things that they've made comments on in the past. I want to stop here for a second, and I want to kind of get you in here. Does Canada have the same? Does Canada have the same push for what we're seeing with gender equality in America right now?
Jim could probably answer that better than me. I haven't really paid attention, to be honest.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Reason I ask is because we're obviously in an election year, right? Like it is going to be absolutely stupid and crazy around here. And these stories just get blown up as the talk of the day or the talk of the week or the talk of the town, and anytime something happens, we're going to magnify it, and people are going to magnify it. And we have two sides of an aisle right now that are fighting not only in a political landscape, but in a social landscape. I have a daughter who's 18 years old. She's about to go to college. I, for one, would be highly upset if there was somebody that shared a dorm with her that wasn't like her, okay? But I also have sympathy for said person because somebody that is trying to find themselves doesn't have the space to do that. It's just one of those topics that's not fun. Let's look at the data. According to Newsweek, there are likely fewer than 100 collegiate trans athletes, which is a very minimal number in the grand scheme of how many college students are there. Tens of millions of college students, right? It's a very, very small percentage. I'm going to go back to that in a second because I do have something to kind of add to that, but it's 2 slides away. So when this went to vote the other day, part of people's frustration is that not one single Democrat voted no against it. It was all Republicans that voted no, or yay, and it was all Democrats that voted no, right? That's where I'm getting with the 2 sides of the aisle. There were a couple of non-votes in there. So, of course, everybody's going to run with this in the political landscape, as well as that social stuff that we're seeing. But this is the piece that I wanted to comment back, not just collegiately, but Title IX will affect any education program that accepts federal dollars. So all the way from pre-K all the way through college, it will take an effect. And I'm not a woman. I'm not going to sit here and speak for women. I don't know, Jeff. I really don't know what I want to say right here. I guess I just what I mean by I don't know what I want to say is just when we talk about our kids and we talk about like young kids and their impressionability and stuff, right? That can tend to be a big topic for people, parents, politics, all that stuff, right? So I don't know that pre-K Head Start daycare classes are really pushing the athletic train, but just something to add to it that it's not just going to be collegiately. It's going to be across all education programs that accept federal aid, right? And Ann is on fire in the chat, and I want to watch it. I want to see it. It's estimated. Here we go. Jim had said, oops, hold on. I'm going to this one first. Jim said I should wake up the gender studies major who just got home from school today. Yeah, do that. And then I would say it's less of an issue in Canada. Ann said it's estimated that trans people are about 1 to 2% of the population. Ray says, all right, let's move on. Controversial topic, right?
And Ann is American, so she can cover both countries.
That's true. That's true. She can give us perspective from both sides. Very big topic this week, and it'll be interesting to see with all of the stirring up if that will do anything or if it will go away, because a lot of times this stuff is, it's kind of forgotten about. So we'll see. Title IX, 42 years, and they just rewrote a little bit of it. They didn't change it. They just kind of rewrote a little bit of it. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right, I'm going to take Ray's advice. I'm going to move on. Let's go back over to Caitlin Clark, officially the #1 pick in the WNBA draft. Jeff, remember there was all that talk about her staying or going. Would she go to the big three, make that $5 million, this and that? And this is her contract. So definitely not as big as what she would have made, right, going out there. It's also, I think it's good to see how this breaks down on the screen, because we were just talking about Title IX. We were just talking about equality and, pay and all that stuff, right? That doesn't look anywhere close to what the men make, even on a minimum salary in the NBA, right? Well, she landed a $20 million shoe deal.
Hold on, go back. Don't forget, WNBA has only been around since 1996. All the men's league, they've been around for 40, 50, 100 years.
Yep.
Right? And it's not the first industry where women make less than men.
Yep.
Now, they're also in a contract year. There will be some rights. I think this is only going to pave the way for not just her, not just women that are already there, but future women.
Sorry, Anna, I didn't mean to miss your comment there. I think you're correct. Yes, Jeff, and you are correct as well. And I think we've got something about that here in just a second. So Caitlin Clark got a massive shoe deal, $20 million shoe deal. It's the third shoe deal in the WNBA. The others are Ionesco and Brianna Stewart, I believe. Ionesco and Brianna Stewart both play for the New York team, or the Gotham. I don't know if it's a Gotham or is it New York? I think it's New York. And so this in itself stirred up a lot of controversy, because Caitlin Clark hasn't played one game in the WNBA yet. She wasn't even a collegiate champion, and she's already getting a shoe deal. Asia Wilson, who is by far the best player in the WNBA. She's a 2-time WNBA champion. She's been an MVP. She won an NCAA championship, right? She plays for the Las Vegas Aces. She doesn't have a shoe deal. And so there's a lot of people that are upset, and there's a lot of people that are spinning it based on race. I said it, and I'll say it again, okay? What I think is big in this case when it comes to Caitlin Clark is what you see right here. 2 hours after being picked, Caitlin Clark became Fanatics' top-selling draft pick in any draft night history, surpassing Trevor Lawrence, NFL quarterback in 2021. All right? So from a marketing standpoint, right, I could see a million ways that I could market Asia Wilson. Million ways. She's a champion. She's a scoring champion. She's a defensive player of the year. She's an MVP. She was rookie of the year. Like, there's so many great things that you could spin off of her, right? But we are riding a Caitlin Clark train right now. We have been for weeks, and that's where the money's going to go.
There are some haters who were saying if she had stayed in college another year, she would have gotten the same $20 million.
Just from NIL?
Yeah. Which may or may not be true. May or may not. Right. Right.
Let's see.
And Crow's right. WNBA doesn't bring in the same amount of revenue, but again, that's about to change.
So your appointment.
Yes.
And
then WNBA played better than Jeff and me. That's funny. So this kind of finishes this up here. When we talk about the growth of the WNBA, to your point, NBA's been around a heck of a lot longer, right? They've had a lot more time to market and campaign and advertise and, build out their programs. Hell, I remember going to NBA games in the 80s that looked like I was, going to a high school gym or something to watch them play. And now they have these, mega arenas that are sold out for concerts and stuff all the time, and we're seeing that the women are getting there, Jeff. We're going to show some stuff later that's going to back that up. But it's growing. The sport is growing, and when you have people like a Caitlin Clark that come in and bring excitement, I don't know that we should be fighting that as much as embracing it and then trying to share. She doesn't seem to me, at least from what I've seen, as the type of person that's like me. And I think that her success is going to be successful for other players as well, right? WNBA doesn't bring women revenues NBA, then tell me why women generally don't make the same amount as men in the work world.
Good point. I said that earlier.
I can't tell you why, and I wish I could, Ann. It's and that's what I was kind of talking about earlier. I mean, my whole entire life, I have grown up with the idea that women are equal. I mean, that was instilled in me at a young age, going through school, it's just what you were taught, but we don't see it. When you look at the paper, when you look at the fine line, it's not the same, and it's not fair. And I don't know what the answer is, and I don't know how to change it. We've had people for many, many years that, have voted and legislated and campaigned out the wazoo to try to get stuff done. I mean, we could get into very big politic talk and talk about term limits and all that stuff. I don't want to go there because that's just not what we want to do. But it needs to change. It needs to change. I have women that work with me that are 800 times smarter than me. I don't know if they get paid more than me or not, but they should. If they're not, they should. They make me look like an idiot half the time. So.
Oh, and you should have come on the show and told instead of me.
No, come on the show. Regret tuning in. No, and well, that's a bummer. Let's see. Right now, you are so. Oh, I'm not regretting you tuning in. I love when you tune in. All right, so I did that one. So here we go. Ray says, when I was a district manager, I made sure everyone got equal pay that I hired. It's because you're a good guy, Ray. Let's see. Ann says, you regret me tuning in. And then she says, I estimate based on pay gap over my career, I've made $500,000 less than my counterparts. Oh my God, Ann. That is kind of hits my stomach a little bit there, and that is not it's just not fair. I don't know what to say.
All right.
Good.
We got 100 of them. Can't wait to get on.
Keep going.
Okay. All right. No, I just wanted to check on you. So, here what they're talking about here is, overall revenue is increasing. Players' ability to capitalize is still very limited. And I think things like Caitlin Clark's shoe deal, people coming in and getting this recognition and having this kind of excitement about them, I think it's only good for the league and it's only good for the other players, right? It has to be. It's positive.
100%. We're going to talk about why later on.
Good. All right. Third top story here is just going back to OJ and the OJ estate. It was first talked about OJ was not going to do a payout to the families of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown, and her friend Ron Goldman, both of whom were murdered back in the 90s, if you forgot. Well, then OJ's will came out. There were 4 pages. There wasn't really a lot in here. Everything pretty much was left to his trust. That trust was built up, and this will, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was signed just this January. So this was just rewritten and signed at the beginning of this year, as I think he was starting to get ill. A lot of talk about, that settlement, right? Now it's come out saying, hey, all right, we may need to backtrack a little bit and have this conversation. Kind of be glad when this goes away. It's just a retread of a story for years and years and years. It's unfortunate. It sucks, but it's time to just settle it and move on. allow everybody to kind of find their piece and just go with it. All right. OJ's brain was not donated, so they're not going to get to, I guess, research it for CTE or anything like that. So he was cremated. The ashes have been left with his children. And this settlement is kind of really the only thing that's laying out there unsolved that people are griping about.
Hey, Ray, we're going live with that shortly.
Oh, man. The point about one working, my point of being specific was that the players more than affording until their lifetime. Gotcha. And revenue will increase, especially as they start to get those players in and that are driving. You know, women's sports as a whole are growing. I've talked about it with soccer with my daughter, and you know, I was talking about with somebody today, our trip to Europe last year when she was playing, and just what we learned about the difference in what we have going on here versus what they have going on over there. You see these girls, you know, freaking out about, you know, college basketball players and, you know, even high school basketball players or softball players or golfers or just whatever the sport is, right? There's just so much, you know, more of a magnifying glass on women's sports now than there ever has been. It's only a good thing. So that revenue will hopefully continue to grow as it gets more popular. There you go. WNBA 2K25. Who would buy it? I would. I'd get it, Ron. I would. And I'd play it on Stadia.
Or you two play.
That was a Ron Schlusser joke. So there you go. AJ or OJ, IJ, JJ, whatever his name is, OJ. And we're done with that. So I don't know that we'll bring up this story again, Jeff. I think we're done with it.
Sounds good to me.
Yes. All right, moving along. Post of the week this week. Jeff gave me one, and to be honest with you, I overlooked it, and I just went with my own because I didn't think he was going to be here. So this comes to you from Douglas A. Bonaparte. It's funny how drinking 8 glasses of water in a day seems impossible, but drowning 8 beers in a few hours with the boys couldn't be easier. True statement. And whether it's with the boys or the girls or whomever, I can drink 8 beers a heck of a lot faster than I can drink 8 glasses of water. So there you go. Post of the week. Thank you, Douglas, for making me laugh. All right. You drink water, Jeff?
All the time.
All the time. You're a hydrated individual, huh?
I could use some now.
Oh, there you go. I'm sure there's a water fountain around there somewhere. All right, we got a ton of Did You Hear Us Abouts today. Stanley Cup playoffs are underway. Game 1s will be finished up tomorrow night with a couple of the Game 2s. But, of course, the only matchup that I care about on here is that one in your bottom right-hand corner, which currently sees the good guys, the Carolina Hurricanes, up 1-0. Jeff, we talked about NBA last week. I don't know that we actually gave who we thought was going to win. Any idea here who you want to see win? I mean, obviously Toronto, right?
Let's go Maple Leafs.
Let's go Maple Leafs. There you go. If they do beat Boston, I believe it would be the first time since 1953. I think it's 53 that they would have done so in the playoffs.
The last Stanley Cup was 60-something.
60-something? But I thought I saw something today that said the last time the Maple Leafs beat the Bruins in the playoffs was 53.
Oh, I see. Oh, that could be.
So, not sure about that. Not sure. We need to check in on that. Let's go Hurricane. All right. Here's some sad news out of Toronto. One of y'all's players has been given a lifetime ban from the NBA because he was involved. What's that?
Can we move on?
Can we move on? Jonte Porter, brother of Michael Porter Jr., who plays for the Denver Nuggets. He's been banned from the NBA. Basically, he met up with some guys, and they bet on a game. They bet on him specifically that he was basically going to have an off night, and he went out and missed a bunch of shots, and they made a ton of money. and the NBA found out about it. And so this is the NBA's now Pete Rose story. You know, except for Pete Rose wasn't betting on the games that he actually played in, was he?
No.
No. Ray says, not sad news. He knew the rules, Jeff. It's a modern version of the Black Sox. Yeah, absolutely. Cheaters. You know, Ray, if you come to one of the Hurricanes games, if the opponent goes in the penalty box, that's what they play. But they say, cheaters never win. All right, Jonte Porter. There you go. Jeff, I'm moving on. You can watch again.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to give 1,000 claps for Sidney Crosby. He is the 14th player in NHL history to reach 1,000 assists. So that means that he had to have a lot of people scoring some goals on that. So kudos. I actually think that we talked about this last week and I forgot to take it out, but there you go. We'll do it again. 1,000 assists. I thought I did because then I thought I showed like the list of all the people that had scored. So I think I messed that up.
No. You check the math. If he got 1,000 assists, that means there was 1,000 goals. Can you check the math on that?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Let me get my calculator real quick.
Great.
Oh God. This is you. This is all you. I don't know if you want to talk it or if you want me to talk it, but we talked about this story last week. There was a review done on this AI pin, and this was the YouTube video that was put up from Marquez. The worst product I've ever reviewed for now. Almost 1 million views within 7 hours. And this gentleman, Daniel Vassallo, is not very happy about it, claiming that, you know, it's almost unethical to say this when you have 18 million subscribers, because he's now possibly changing people's minds about whether or not they wanted to get it. Do content creators have a do they have a responsibility to not sabotage products?
So Marquez made a second video talking just on that, and basically bad products sink companies, bad reviews don't sink companies. And if you go and look at Mr. Who's the Boss, you go look at other people, it was pretty much unanimous across the board. Everything was the same. Everybody hated it. It didn't work. You know, he just got the most hate. He actually went live from his car and he did a review because he also did a review of the car Fickner. The car company, and their stock immediately tanked right after that, but it was already tanking. So that's part of the hate that he was getting, is that he did a bad review of this car company. Oh, and so did everybody else. And he even said in the video that he checks with other people going, hey, I'm seeing this. Is this my problem? And they're like, no, we saw that too. So they, you know, in the little community, they fact check each other to make sure they're, you know. And that was basically, you know, if this company goes bad or goes under, it's not his fault. It's a bad product.
So I've watched some of, not a lot of, you know, his videos, and he never comes off to me like somebody that's maliciously trying to sabotage somebody, but that always seems to be what people say.
Thanks, Reed.
And so, yeah, thank you, Reed. And so this was supposed to be your post of the week, but is this true, Jeff? Is this the last thing that a startup sees before it dies?
Well, again, that was the joke. Was if you make a bad product, then he's going to review it, and it's going to tank, and so that's the last thing you see before your company goes bankrupt. So that was a funny joke that I saw. But yes.
Content creators have a responsibility to be honest. It is worse when content creators do not reveal when a product is sponsoring the creator.
That's right. And Mr. Who's the Boss had the same problems. There were other reviews that I saw. all had the same problem. So it's not like everybody said it was great and he didn't. It was universally trashed across. And even they even came out and said, you know, the social guy, the CEO, other people in the company are saying, thanks, we're going to things to improve. Yes, we know we had some issues, blah, blah, blah. Right?
Well,
so
they basically got I guess not a free product review, but they got free feedback. So they can
you go watch
take that and do with it what they want.
I don't know if you know who Mr. Who's the Boss is.
Are you asking me if I know who somebody is?
Yes.
No, I don't.
One day you're going to say yes.
One day I'll say yes. You're just going to keep trying until I do.
Yeah.
Oh, looky who is here, Mr. Bayram, getting ready for work and just popped by. Dang, getting ready for work. It's only 3:41 in the UK, Mr. Bayram. What are you doing up for work at 3:41 in the morning? Insane. Let's see. We missed a couple of things. Ad sponsor. No one ever uses those. Yep. And started 2 days ago. Crow. There was that one. Hope everyone's well. We hope you're well too, Paul. Appreciate you stopping by. So yeah, I don't know if it's just because of the amount of followers he has, or the fact that he's really smooth with his delivery, but he always seems to get people kind of wrapped up about his negative reviews. Well,
and this is the second one he's done in a short period of time, because he did the car review.
Yeah. I remember when he did I watched that supercharger, the Tesla supercharger videos that he was doing. And he wanted to be negative and he couldn't be, right? So there's not, it's not like he's maliciously trying to do it. I don't think, he's got a brand, he's got a business, and that's what he does. So he's one of the best reviewers that's out there right now. Is he not?
And again, like I said, he was getting a lot of hate because the car company's tanked and is going to get delisted if it hasn't already. Not because of his review. Make a better product.
Oh, God, Paul. No, thank you. Nothing wrong with some debating. Love it. I love it. All right. Sad news here, Jeff. Sad news. Not everybody is going to know the Schwab, but if you watch if you watched ESPN, what would you say that was? Maybe 15, 20 years ago. There was a show on there called Beat the Schwab or something like that, right? Stump the Schwab. There you go. Thank you. So Howie Schwab worked at ESPN for many, many years. He was like Crow. He was the fact check guy. He was the guy that knew it all. He was the one that made sure that everything was accurate, all the behind the scenes stuff. And one day the producers were like, dude, we need to capitalize on this. We need to make a show with you in it. So we'll have a game show. We'll have people, we'll ask them trivia questions, and then you can stump them because you know everything. It didn't have a long run. It was pretty cool. But he was a very, very knowledgeable individual when it came to sports, stats, players, championships, all of that stuff. And sadly, he passed away just the other day. So not a lot of, not a lot of bad things to say. I only know what I know of him in kind of that fact check Crow resin. I'm going to get you all the answers there, right? But definitely you got to respect the mind, I think. When somebody's that passionate about something and, they just know all those answers, it's pretty crazy. So, Ray, you never beat him. Yeah, I don't know if I ever did either. So rest in peace, Schwab. Love it. Love it. Rest in peace. Yes. So there he goes. And I want to say, what was he, only like, I don't think he was very old. It doesn't say it in there. I want to say he was only like late 50s or early 60s. So, when that stuff kind of happens, just that gentle reminder to all of us, life is short and it's precious. This is the one that I was supposed to have in here this week, Jeff, instead of the Sidney Crosby one. Connor McDavid finished the season with 100 assists. First person to do so since the 1990-91 season. There you go, Ray, the great Wayne Gretzky. I know you had shouted him out earlier, so congrats to Connor. Connor had an unbelievable season last year. He topped it up with a great season this year. He's by far the best player in the NHL. Watching him skate through people it's just like you're left in awe. Like he's so fast and he's just so good. He's so good. So there you go. Congrats to Connor McDavid on his 100 assist season. Jeff sent this one over to me this week. Dubai. You've probably seen a lot of stuff in Dubai from all the rain that they got, from all of the seeding that they're doing, the cloud seeding and all of that stuff. If you don't know what cloud seeding is, I watched a video on it last night as I was kind of looking into some of the videos. They have like a whole center in Dubai set up. It's like a command center, and it's all about the cloud seeding. So it's just absolutely mind-boggling that they're able to do what they can. It worked a little too well here recently, and they had so much rain. It was like 5 inches of rain or something like that in the first hour. I'm probably wrong on the number, but I just was watching tons of videos of cars plowing through like swimming pool depths of water. It was just unprecedented for that area because it's so dry and a lot of water. Not what this story is about, but I just wanted to talk about that. We've talked about the Sphere in Las Vegas. You've seen the Sphere in Las Vegas on all kinds of things. It's really an incredible piece of architecture. Well, now Dubai is going to do that as well, except their Sphere is not going to house concerts. Their Sphere is going to be a resort. So this is a $5 billion project. Okay, you see it here, 735 feet tall, 224 meters for all you people that do that measurement, right? It's meant to look like the moon. It is basically meant to be the moon, and you're going to go and be able to stay inside of the moon. So Dubai, do it again, and it's just amazing how much money is there and the things that they are putting in, right? Yeah, very impressive there, Paul, for sure. Like a gazelle on the ice, he is. And said, if you don't know what cloud seeding is, you have no farmers in your family. I honestly didn't learn about. I didn't have farmers in my family. I didn't actually learn about it until I moved to North Carolina. NC State has a huge agricultural program for the college, and I was talking to a kid one day that was telling me about it. I was like, what? So yes, if you don't know what it is, take a look at it. It is fascinating what they're able to do. Yeah, $5 billion project. Jeff, you have anything to add on this one?
Oh, everything in Dubai is huge. There's lots of stuff going on. We got to talk about the wall one day.
Yeah. Well, I was just talking about the rain and the cloud seeding too. That stuff is just it's crazy.
In transport.
What's that?
We were just in transport. I was still listening.
Oh, okay. Good. All right. Everything good with Dad?
Yeah, carry on.
All right, there we go. Carry on. You got the word from the man. All right, we were talking about this earlier. The growth of the WNBA. Here you see the Seattle Storm. They've been WNBA champions. Look at this facility that they just built for themselves. You can't tell me that the WNBA is not increasing revenue or that the owners are not putting money into their teams and facilities when you see a facility like this. This facility is beautiful. Wait till you see they have Starbucks sponsored because they're going to say, look at the weight room. Wait till you get to the pool. They've got like a whole stretching center. Look at the lockers. Like, this is beautiful. This is a fantastic facility for them to be able to, train and heal and prepare their bodies in. So this is the kind of stuff that you love to see. And this really goes to help support that fact that the WNBA is growing, right? Take all the jokes, all the comments, the male hate, all that stuff and throw it out the window and just appreciate the fact that this is a high quality facility and this is a WNBA facility. And so we're going to see this pop up more for the other teams. So Good stuff. Way to get it going, Seattle. My wife wants to go to Dubai, and I want to go to Canada first. You just want to go to Canada so that you can see Jeff. Don't lie. It is a very nice gym. Very nice gym. So good stuff. I love it. Las Vegas, of course, everything's new in Las Vegas. So the Aces have a really nice place. I think New York has a really nice facility too, but Seattle. And Seattle lost the Supersonics, a long time ago. That fan base is probably very ingrained in what the Storm are doing because they don't have basketball except for that. There you go. There you go. Spend your money, you're going to get stuff like that. So still willing to bet you $100 that women in the WNBA will not have a pay parity by 2034. 10 years. 10 years. I'm not a betting man, and because I never bet well. I play roulette. I put money on black, and it's red. I put money on odd, and it's even. I bet my wife that I said something the other day, and she has a video of me saying something different. So I'm just not a betting man. So I'm not going to take your bet. But I am going to save this so that we can talk about it in 10 years. How about that? You're going to have to come join me in 10 years, and we're going to talk about that. So let me take a screenshot. Can I screenshot this? There we go. There it is. Oh man, I really don't want to think about 10 more years going by without some major changes in that area. Mainly because in 10 years, my daughter is going to be an adult, might have a family by then. And, it's amazing. It's amazing to me how our thought processes change as we get older. I was talking about this with the guy that was working on the car today. When you're a kid, you giggle about things, you tease, you bully, you make fun of, everything's a joke. You don't really understand the seriousness of things. You grow into a teenager, you kind of become rebellious. You want to branch out and find out who you are. You still say jokes. You still say inappropriate things. You still do things you shouldn't be doing. You get into your 20s, it's kind of just being an extended teen, you're kind of doing stupid stuff, but hey, now you're kind of in an adult world and you got to figure this stuff out, but you're not really prepared because you spent too much time screwing around. Then you become an actual adult and you have kids, and your kids start to go through all those changes. And as you watch them go through those changes, you're like, what's going on here? What I'm saying by that is, again, all my life growing up thinking about, equal pay and, equal rights. And, we've got to make sure that we're keeping everything fair. And here we are, 2024. You're saying 10 years, 2034, we're still not going to have that. And now my daughter will be in that realm. And I feel differently about it than I would have if I was a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old or a 15-year-old or a 20-year-old, right? It affects me differently now because I'm a parent. And that's sad. And
All right.
It's a behavior thing that needs to change. Can you hear me? Next. He's done talking about this stuff, isn't he?
I never stopped hearing you.
You never stopped hearing me. I got you. USA Basketball finalizing its squad for the 2024 Paris Olympics, and you'll find notable names: Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, Devin Booker, Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, Drew Holiday, Bam Adebayo, I can never say his name right, and Anthony Davis. They still have room for one more person. Kyrie Irving, he got snubbed. Yeah, he's very upset that he got snubbed. But the biggest story about this is actually that Joel Embiid said a while back that the only country he would play for was France. Now Joel Embiid is playing for the USA team. So a lot of people in France that are in the basketball world, players on that team, very, very upset, saying some really nasty things about Joel Embiid in the past couple of days. So on paper, how's anybody going to beat this team? I mean, seriously, these are some of the best basketball players that the NBA has. They'll tell you in the world, right? But will it translate to teamwork?
We have the best player in the NBA.
You do have one of the best players in the NBA. What's his name?
SGA?
Yes, Gregorius Alexander. I don't know how to say the hyphenated name there. And he's nasty.
Jim,
does Jim know where
he went to high school?
Oh, Jim, do you know where SGA went to high school?
Same guy. Still talking to the same guy.
I don't know if Jim's still here, to be honest with you. If only women's football could put more money into facilities like this in the UK, yeah. Telling you, Paul, when I was over there, kind of seeing the difference from what we have compared to you all, it's night and day. Set the reminder in 2034. Love it. France and Canada is good, and Spain, Spain will always be good. You've got to stop and think about Slovenia too, because they've got a pretty good team. So any team that's got Luka on it, I'm going to root for it. So USA basketball stacking it up again. Hey, Tesla is recalling all Cybertrucks that have currently been released to the public because there is an issue with the accelerator pedal that can cause it to become stuck. Been asking a lot of questions about cars here in the past couple of days while I've been working with this mechanic, and a lot of the newer cars, the accelerator, it's electronic. So there's like two relays that when you press that pedal, it's basically sending a signal to. No longer is it a cable like it used to be. It's all electronic now. And so he was very chatty about this topic with me today, especially just electric cars in general. But there's a lot of testing that goes into these vehicles. Does it need more testing, before it rolls out? Was this first rollout? Because I think all the people that have Cybertrucks right now are like actors or people that may have gotten into the queue like early on. I saw one for sale the other day in my area for like $175,000 or something like that. The guy drove it like 10 miles and now he's selling it. But not a good look for the Cybertruck overall. Hopefully they'll be able to get that fixed, because you see a lot of stories about how Tesla save people lives, but then you see a lot of stories too where the car kind of has a mind of its own in certain situations. So we'll see. Do you think the first Model T had issues like this? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think they were going about 3 miles an hour or something like that, Gross. Maybe you wanted the accelerator to get stuck. Elon is more enthusiastic on innovation than safety. Not what I want to hear. Oh God, no, thank you. That is right. No, thank you. I actually had one of these reserved. And when Elon bought Twitter, I canceled my reservation. Maybe I saw this coming. I don't know. Maybe I'm psychic. All right, more Elon. Elon Musk confirms new users will be charged a small fee.
Yes.
To stop bot activity.
I was going to say, because regular cars, combustion engine cars, never get recalled.
No, never. Not at all. Not at all. Hey, it's $100,000 truck with a pedal that falls apart. No big deal. No big deal. So a lot of bots on X, on Twitter. It's been a big problem. Elon has said many times that he kind of wants to stop and combat that bad bot activity, and so this maybe will help that, kind of like the prove you're a human things, that you have to do sometimes, drag the puzzle piece over or pick all the stop signs on the picture or whatever. So a small fee of $100 and a part of your soul. Yeah, something like that. I don't know that it's taken effect yet, because I had another bot follow me just this afternoon. But, good idea. I hope it works, because I'm getting kind of tired of seeing, followers come to my Twitter that I don't ever post anything to, and when I open it, it's like, it says like 5 random ass words that make no sense in their like profile, and they follow like 10 people, with Elon Musk being one of them, and it's just silly. It's just silly. Won't bots just create pay the dollar and create multiple accounts? I mean, maybe they will. I don't know. Depends on what they got in the wallet. Oh gosh, the Model T was released in 1908. That summer, 31 people were killed. He says, "Oh my God, the cars were a fire hazard as gas tanks were located underneath the seats." Oh my God. 31 people. I wonder how many people actually had a Model T that summer. How many came off the assembly line, I wonder? Interesting. Well, there you go. And glad I asked. I do remember reading a story of a woman that was killed with the early automobiles when her hair got caught in the wheel. Oh my God. I watched a video today of a guy do a wheelie on a motorcycle, and he fell off and he slid down the road on his butt, and he was being carried on his friend's back, and his cheeks were just red as could be. The show did take a dark turn. Oh my God. It's too bad you weren't here in the beginning, Paul. It really could have gone dark. CCM. If you know what CCM is, they're one of hockey's biggest equipment companies. They used to be owned by Adidas, if you will. And they were sold to a private equity firm for, what was it, 10 million or something like that? I think it was like 10 million. I didn't have my notes here. I think it was about $10 million or something like that they sold the brand for. Very, very cheap at the time. And now they're more than $75 million a year in profit. And so the private equity firm that owns them is like, time to cash out. Let's go. Hockey is growing, which I know sounds kind of weird. But the latest TV deal that they got with ESPN has really, really brought in a lot of fans, a lot of new eyes to the sport. It's a good thing. So CCM is going to stick around. Them and Bauer are the 2 biggest brands that you can find in hockey. CCM is a partner of the NHL, sponsored partner of the NHL. So, it's only going to go up from there. So whoever this private equity firm that owns them, Birch Hill Equity Partners. 110 million. That's what it was. Not 10, 110. And now they're making 75 million a year. So they are, selling at the right time, I guess. So good for them. I'm a Bauer guy. I'm not really a CCM guy, so it doesn't matter to me. But Sidney Crosby is a CCM guy. So there you go. Why the UK showtime is 3 a.m. Now Coffee Talk is rated R. Did you hear that, Jeff? Nope. Jeff's with Daddy. Her scarf got caught in the car tire. Oh my God. Oh my God. I saw a video, I think like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, of a girl that got her whole head stuck inside of like one of those really big fat exhausts on like the back of a pickup truck at a concert. Don't ask me why her head was that close, but when I just read that, that's the first thing that I thought of. So that's pretty funny. Okay. University of Michigan ex-coach Jim Harbaugh, who is now the coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. He kept his promise to his team, and he got his tattoo to commemorate their undefeated national championship season. There you go. Got the M for Michigan, the 15-0. Nice job, coach. Look at those guns on Jim Harbaugh. Whoa. He works out. Texas Rangers, World Series defending champion, Texas Rangers.
Go blue. Go blue. Go blue.
They wanted to, appreciate their clubhouse staff.
There's a video floating around. He's got a little RV that he drives around in. So look that up on YouTube. There's a little.
He's got it parked at the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got it parked at the beach, living out of it.
It's LA.
All right, Texas Rangers showing appreciation to their clubhouse staff. Each person is receiving $505,263. This was done by the Arizona Diamondbacks when they won the World Series, Jeff, I think is what you had said as well. So cool to see.
No. They lost to Texas. And
they did the same thing for their staff, even though they lost.
Correct. Okay. They gave them the 200, whatever the losing team got.
Okay. I missed that part. I thought you were saying that when they won the World Series, they did the same thing.
No. They lost to Arizona, Arizona lost, but they still paid out their attendance the same fee that the players got.
Okay. I mean, if you got a $500,000 check in your hand for just doing your job, I think you'd be pretty happy about that. So, and not to stir the pot or anything, but I wonder if the men got 505,263 and the women got, no, I'm not going to do that. And I'm not trying to rile you up. Hopefully everybody got the same amount, but still, that's a huge check to get. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting that check. Maybe I should go work for the Hurricanes. And if they win the Stanley Cup, I'll get a check. Interesting thought. All right, good job to the Rangers. Jeff shared this one with me too. I hadn't seen this until he shared it with me, but the USA track and field kits for the Summer Olympics and Paralympic Games look like this. And the female suit is basically like a swimsuit. And what it says right here is, some of the critics are blasting it as skimpy. It's not allowing women to do some of the things they do, as you can see on their long jump, hurdles, and high jump. I've got to think about the long jump with the sand. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody lands in the sand the same way, and some of them land butt first. And I have landed butt first on the beach in a swimming suit, like a short, like, with a net and everything. It had sand up in my junk. So I can only imagine what that's going to bring. I also don't know why that's the only thing that they have. Like, no shorts. There's no, like, the men have a shirt and shorts. Why the one piece for the women? Not sure, but there you go. That's are these the same people that created the baseball uniform?
It is. It's Nike. It is. It's exactly, Coach. It's Nike.
When I was in track and field, I had holes in my shorts. I don't want to know. I don't want to know, Ray, why you came out from behind the bleachers with holes in your shorts. Oh my God! Maybe Jeff should pay $500,000. Maybe. Oh, you know what, Paul? That's very sweet, Paul. You little devil, you. I appreciate that. All right, show's over. Paul's made my night. Thank you, everyone. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh, Jeff. Oh, here's a cool little baseball story. I remember Al Leiter, great lefty pitcher. Mark Leiter, I think he played infield, if I'm not mistaken. But they were brothers that played in the MLB at the same time. And now their sons are playing in the MLB at the same time. So kind of cool. I know we see a lot of, kids of athletes come back into the majors and things. There's a lot of talk about, the resources available to them as far as not only financial, but just the insight that they can get talking to, professional athletes and things of that nature. But it's still a hard road no matter who you are, right? Like, you still have to have the ability. So pretty cool. Wonder if both of these boys just growing up were just like, they just idolized their dad and they just knew that that's what they wanted to do, So there you go. Jack Leiter and Mark Leiter Jr. Both, well, the Mark and Al, played on the same team. So it'd be cool if they played on the same team too. We'll just see. Well, if it wasn't R-rated before, it is now that Jeff just showed the finger. Yeah. Yeah, right. There you go. Now, this is a sad story, okay? All right. That was a low blow. That was a low blow. All right. The Arizona Coyotes NHL team, they have been playing in a college arena that holds about 5,000 fans. Now, that compared to a stadium like we have here in Carolina that holds about 19,000 people, right? That's a lot of revenue loss. There was no movement on a stadium deal. There was no end game in sight for them to be able to have that stadium, that arena built for them. And so the owner said, we can't do this. And Salt Lake City, Utah was like, come on. I got you guys. Okay. So the Coyotes are relocating to Salt Lake City. The Coyote name will stay in Arizona. The land that they had purchased to be able to build the arena will now be auctioned off. There are many people, including the governor, that want to see that land be purchased by another group that would be able to keep the Coyotes or rejuvenate the Coyotes brand in Arizona. So we might see that happen one day. But for now, there's no team name for the new team. Right now, they're just Utah. They've put out a couple of trademarks: Utah Hockey Club, Utah Blizzard. There were a couple of others, so we'll probably get a team name for them soon. But the last game was actually very sad. Players stayed on the ice for like 2 hours after the game or something like that, signing autographs, and they were very emotional in the post game speeches. Talking about how they didn't think it was fair to the people that work for the team, the people in the area. When you have a sports team, there's a lot of revenue that's generated. That revenue is taxed, and that tax goes back to the states. Those teams have to pay that tax, and then that tax helps your roads, and it helps your infrastructure and everything else, right? So it's a big deal for Arizona to be losing this team. It's unfortunate that their owner could not fund the arena himself or be able to work something out since he already had the land. But greed. At the end of the day, business is all about greed. There you go. Jeff sent me this one. This is Bayron Matos. He is a former college basketball player. He's never played a football game in his life, but he took a pre-draft visit with the Bengals today. He's a potential sleeper in the NFL draft. 6'7", 313 pounds with 35.25-inch arms. That is a beast of a man. All right, just want to make sure that you agreed.
Where does Ray rank him on his board? Ray's got a big board.
Does he?
So I wanted to know where he's ranked. He should.
Raymond,
he should.
Where do you put Bayron on your big board? What do we have? We have the draft is this coming week, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Thursday.
Yeah, we didn't even put a story in here about the draft.
I just finished writing my script for my draft picks.
Did you see that Caleb Williams hopped a plane and went out of the country with his girlfriend? Yeah, they were saying that he is he is the most interesting draft prospect to come around because he's doing the draft process like nobody else has done it before.
It's true.
So, good for him. Ray says that his board is coming out soon, Jeff. So you're just gonna have to sit on it for a minute, okay?
Mine will be published Thursday, right before the draft starts.
He's got a lot of stuff to get through. So here is this is kind of a crazy story. Dante DiVincenzo plays for the New York Knicks. He's had a phenomenal season. Okay. And he was not really anybody that was known last year. He is not eligible for the Most Improved Player Award because he fell 9 seconds, not minutes, not games, seconds, 9 seconds short of the required playing time to be considered for most improved player. They say players need to have participated in at least 65 games for a minimum of 20 minutes each. So they averaged that out, and he was 9 seconds short.
Rules are rules.
Rules
Sorry,
are
Knickerbockers.
rules. Sorry,
oh, it's good thing Chariot Man isn't here.
Yeah, right. Well, maybe that'll give him some motivation in the playoffs, right? And he can just go out there and have a great playoffs. So we'll see. We'll see. Staying in basketball, the LA Clippers building their new stadium, and they are going to have an entire section that is like a student section at the college games. Season tickets come out to $32 a game. The seating assignments are based on arrival time, with the earliest fans able to sit in row 3. So pretty cool. As it says, they're kind of bringing in that atmosphere, giving people an opportunity to kind of have that. It's not really standing room seating, but hey, first come, first serve, right? So you might be able to get that third row seat. You'd be able to be behind the backboard doing all the crazy stuff. So I do think it's cool. I think it is very cool. It's nice to see a stadium and a team kind of change the way things are done, right? So pretty cool. I don't know anything about this one. Going to be quite honest with you. This was Jeff's story, but apparently there's a black hole that's been discovered in the Milky Way, and it's 33 times more massive than the sun.
Awesome.
And if we zoom out on that a little bit, we wouldn't know where we were because it's a long way away. Do you know how long a light year is, Jeff?
It's long.
It is long. I don't know what the actual measurement of a light year is, but 2,000 light years sounds like a bit of time. So it says it was formed from an exploding star. It's the largest of its kind in our galaxy. So pretty cool that telescope was able to pick that up.
And it's in color. That means it's not aliens because they only come in grainy black and white pictures.
Of course. Yeah. Yep.
Right. So we can see 2,000 light years away, but aliens that are flying over a race house, we can't. It's in grainy black and white pictures.
This is a better quality picture than the portrait mode on the iPhone. Jeff, we were talking about this earlier, and I should have moved it up when we had put it there. Again, talking about the WNBA, talking about Caitlin Clark. The Washington Mystics are going to be playing the Indiana Fever on June the 7th. The Mystics have requested that they move from their arena over to the Wizards arena. What is it called now? It's the Capital One Arena still. Sorry, I used to live there and name changed like 10 times. So the Capital One Arena. So they're going to go from a 4,200 seat game to a 20,000 seat game just because of that demand that they have for those tickets. That is freaking awesome. So kudos to them. I guarantee you every team's
going to be doing that.
That's exactly what I was thinking. We're going to see a lot more teams have to do that. The New York team, I think, plays at Madison Square Garden, if I'm not mistaken. So they may be fine, but some of those other teams are definitely going to want more room. Hey, again, capitalize on the money when it's there. That's what good business does, right? And so if you have the demand and you can meet that demand, that'll be great. Hey, I've got to leave now. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of the show. Thank you so much, Paul, for coming by. Really, really, really appreciate you, man. Have a good day at work. God, 4 o'clock, 4:20 in the morning for Paul. He's going to light up that J on the way to work, I'm sure. I'm just playing. Okay, we just had 4:20 the other day. A lot of people, doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. So, or maybe they should be doing it. I don't know. Purple Haze.
Great. She had a great show on Thursday, and then she brought this idiot on the show. She lost all her viewers when that idiot came on. That's all I got. Move on.
Was it you? I saw your eye roll. I saw it. More awesome news for women's sports. The PWHL, the Professional Women's Hockey League. We've been talking about that a couple of times on this show. They just set a world record for a women's hockey game with 21,105 people watching their game. So absolutely incredible to see this growth that's happening. I'm a big hockey guy. My son plays, talk about it all the time. You know, I love to see this, man. And actually, Jeff, I don't know, did you see the fight at the end of the game the other night?
I did not.
Two of the teams were playing, and at the end of the game, when the whistle blew, there was just a big-ass brawl. These women were just, like, throwing haymakers at each other. It was freaking awesome. So, for people who want to say women's hockey ain't hockey, go watch that clip, because it's hockey. They're hitting, they're fighting, they're doing all the things the guys are doing. Like, we got to stop this shit, man. It's ridiculous. Like, just appreciate it. They're just as talented. It's stupid. You soccer fans, football fans out there, anyone who knows who Real Madrid is, Cristiano Ronaldo used to play for them amongst many other legends. This is a photo of their field. Now, a field in soccer is called a pitch, right? The pitch is where the grass is. Their pitch comes off in sections. And the bottom actually opens up, and they store these sections of grass down below the field. And as you can read here, it's pretty cool. It's fully automated with air conditioning, irrigation, mowers, and LED lighting to help the grass grow. This is like a marvel, man. This is like looking into the Colosseum in Rome. Like,
you've never seen Vegas, have you?
Cool.
You've never. Vegas.
I've been to Vegas. I have been to Vegas.
You've seen that they have the exact same thing at the Allegiant Stadium.
I haven't been to Allegiant Stadium. When I went to Vegas, I was 14 years old, and I went to Circus to ride the roller coaster underground.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what Allegiant Stadium does.
Mm-hmm.
Allegiant Stadium's not turf; they're grass.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. All right. Well, then this is a first for me because I had never seen it. Oh, bye, Ann. Enjoy your early conference call tomorrow. Hope you
bye,
have
Ann.
a good week. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. There you go, Ray. You know who Real Madrid is. So I just found this to be like an engineering marvel. Like, that is cool. And now you're telling me Allegiant Stadium does it, so I need to look into that too. And just see. I'm fascinated by this. It almost looks like apartment buildings or something. Like, it's crazy. Look at all those air conditioners along the top there. That's crazy. All right. Disney Plus may add cable style streaming channels focused on Marvel and Star Wars to their lineup. They also have a bunch of new Star Wars movies that are going to be coming out here soon in the movie theaters. It's been a while since we've seen a Star Wars movie. So Disney Plus is going to keep on adding channels. Now, I have a question for you, Jeff. Is this going to be like Amazon Luna, where you have to pay for each of these channels, or is it all going to be rolled into the bundle price?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. Okay. That would be the one question I'd have.
But basically, it's just going to be a channel. So there's a few channels up here that show, different series, and you just flip it on. And it's like, oh, so if you don't know what to watch, then you just go, okay, let's go watch a Marvel movie. Oh, okay, this one's on. Okay, Iron Man 2. All right, I'll sit and watch it. Instead of so it's just gonna have a bunch of channels. If you don't know what to watch, you can just flip on this one channel. Because some people like to have stuff going on in the background, right? It does sound like cable, bro. It's exactly what it is. But it's like
specified cable. It's cable in this, vertical.
They're just trying to keep people. They're trying to keep eyeballs on the channel so they can sell ads.
I saw a commercial the other day. DirecTV now offers a service without a satellite dish. So they're not a satellite company anymore. They're now a broadband internet. Because that's how I would imagine that's how they're going to. It's a streaming service basically at this point. If you don't have the antenna and you don't have the wire coming down, you're just plugged into the internet streaming, like Google TV or YouTube TV or any of these other things. So Hulu. All right, here we go. Blake Griffin Blake Griffin, the great Blake Griffin. He's retiring from the NBA officially. This is his post in the Players Tribune. And he's basically like, I never envisioned myself as that guy that would have a letter to basketball retirement announcement. He goes through, he thanks people, he talks about how thankful he is, this and that. And then at the very bottom, he goes, wait, am I that guy? So pretty funny. He's been kind of a comedian of sorts across his career. So great career. Unfortunately, had to deal with some injuries there from, a lot of the exertion in his legs and his arms. I mean, he was a hell of a dunker. Especially when he first came into the league. So there you go. Happy trails to Blake Griffin. Good, Jeff?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm not sure if you've told people or not yet, but did you know that you can catch Coffee Time with Ryzak and Jeff on Spotify? That's right. We are on Spotify, thanks to Jeff. So if
we'd also be on Apple. We'd also be on Apple if I could figure out how to do it, but yeah, I can't navigate the Apple world.
Well, because it said go catch a Sunday night.
It said go and create an Apple ID, and so I did, and it came back and said, okay, here's your Apple ID. I'm like, great, and then it goes, go create one. I'm like, but I have one. They're like, you don't. I said, but you just told me I did. Yep. So I can't figure out the Apple ecosystem. I'm just too stupid.
Ooh, Ray's got a question for you. He says, Blake was on what game cover, Jeff?
I don't know.
Do you know which one it was, Ray? Was it NBA Live or was it NBA 2K?
Yeah, probably before you asked the
Purple
question.
says yes. I think that might be Blake Griffin, but I'm going to take it about us being on Spotify. Okay, so yes. And then Crow says, but what about YouTube podcasts?
Yeah, it's already there.
I mean, to be quite honest with you, yeah, we're already.
Do you know where it's? Do you know where it's not? Google Podcast.
Nice. We're also not on Amazon either, so. Oh, he was on the college game, Jeff. He was on the college basketball cover. What was that, Ray? 2000? See, 08, 09? What year was that? 06, 7, 8, 9, something like that. One of those last ones, because Google Podcast is now YouTube Podcast. Well, if you can't check us out on Sunday night, you can listen to us on the way into work on Monday morning. So check out Jeff's page on Spotify and give us a little follow over there. That does it for this week. That's all the stories. I honestly didn't think Jeff was going to be here. He had sent me a message, a couple of hours before the show saying, hey, might not be able to do this tonight. We've got a little bit of an emergency. Of course, you first start thinking about his dad, right? Because he tells me he's going to the hospital. And, we have seen him on our shows before. So he's, it's kind of like an extended partner on the show, so to speak. And, it's just a little bit nervous. So I kind of had to do some things, in preparation just in case Jeff wasn't going to be here. And that is definitely tonight's 5 guesses. So for now, it's now time for 5 guesses. And tonight, this week, whatever you want to call it, I want to quiz you all in the chat, okay? So we are going to do some riddles, all right? I'm going to see if you all can figure out the riddles. So I have 5 riddles for you, and here you go. Your first riddle is this. What 5-letter word typed in all capital letters can be read the same upside down? Okay, so we're looking for a 5-letter word that when you type it in all capital letters, it can be read the same upside down. So I've got a word, and I flip it, and it looks the same. Do you know what the word is? I'm going to give you a few seconds here. I'm just going to chit-chat because I love riddles, and I never get riddles right. I never do. Everybody always talks about, oh, well, you didn't get that. And, oh, you didn't think about that. And so I'm going to see if you all get the riddles tonight. So we got a 5-letter word that when you type it in all capital letters, it can be read the same upside down, like a reflection in water. Any guesses? Ray Sherrod for the win. Swims. Swims is the word. Good job, Ray. Glad Google could help you with that one. I'm just playing. Good job. Good job. So number 1, Ray nailed it. Fantastic. All right, riddle 2. If 2 is company and 3 is a crowd, what are 4 and 5? If 2 is company and 3 is a crowd, what are 4 and 5? And if you know this, you're going to be one step closer. One step closer, Ray, to changing my mind about you. Just playing. All right. If 2 is company and 3 is a crowd, what are 4 and 5? Oh, Purple Haze giving a little guess. CO2. CO2. 2 is company and 3 is a crowd. So what are 4 and 5? Not CO2, Purple Haze, but that was a good guess. Can't believe Crow hasn't chimed in, to be quite honest with you. I was afraid Crow would get every single one of these right. And maybe that's why he's not typing, is because he wants me to feel like I have done it. Ray, you're right again. You are correct. If 2 is company and 3 is a crowd, 4 and 5 are 9. Good job, Ray. Good job. Man, you are on it. I don't do riddles, apparently. Well, you can fact check a riddle, Crow. Come on. All right, your third riddle of the night, everybody. Forward, I am heavy. Backward, I am not. What am I? So forward, I'm heavy, but backwards, I'm not. What am I? Oh, these were so fun to make. They were so fun to make. I was a bit shocked at myself for being able to Google search these. Felt like my inner Crow was coming out, and I was putting it to it. Come on, Ray, you're 2 for 2 so far. Forward, I am heavy. Backward, I am not. What am I? There you go. Oh, Purple Haze with the nice, because she was saying that Ray got it. There you go. I was there, Ray. I was there. You got it, you guys. Good job. So there, now you can see it. You spell that backwards. Ton is not backwards, right? So there it is. Very, very good. I like it. All right, fourth riddle out of 5. I'll make a loud sound when I'm changing. When I do change, I get bigger, but I weigh less. So what am I? All right, let's say that again. I make a loud sound when I'm changing. When I do change, I get bigger, but I weigh less. What am I? What do you think about this one, Jeffy? Does Dad have a guess? You need to get Dad to guess this one. I bet you Dad could get this one.
What's it say?
It says, I make a loud sound when I'm changing. When I do change, I get bigger but weigh less. What am I?
Oh, I make a lot of sounds when I change. He got a clean bill of health, so we are heading out. So I will be listening.
Okie doke. Glad. Good job, Pops.
So when the show is done, we're going to a premiere of the latest baseball episode.
What? Is that set up automatically, Jeff?
You betcha, sir.
Yeah. The
I
power
don't know.
of Jeffy. Ray, you
Is
need
Jim
to
still here?
Google is.
I need directions to get out of here. Oh, Jim's still around.
Oh, he says Ray Google is stumped. All right. Well, hey man, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Purple Haze popcorn? Seriously? Oh, you got it right, Purple Haze. Good job, Purple Haze. That was a tricky one. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was a little bit of a tricky one there. So, popcorn. Crow got it too. Purple Haze got it. Crow got it. Nice. Good job, y'all. Yes, nicely done. I love it. All right, last riddle of the night. Here we go. Where is the only place where today comes before tomorrow? Where is the only place where today comes before tomorrow? What do you think about that one? There's only one place where today comes before tomorrow. That's a good guess, Ray. That is a really good guess. I like that one. All right. Where is the only place where today comes before tomorrow? Crow Resin says dictionary. And dictionary is correct. You guys combined went 5 for 5. Good job. Good job, y'all. That is excellent. Hope you enjoyed Riddle Time. 5 guesses. This has definitely been Coffee Talk with Ryzak and Jeff. I know that Jeff had a lot of stuff going on tonight, but I'm so glad that he was able to join in with me. I know that he's going to be streaming all week. I know that he's got a lot of stuff going on that, you know, he's going to be taking care of. I think that you all are going to be playing Red Dead again tomorrow night with the group on the server. Hopefully that's going well. I'll actually be able to stop in and watch tomorrow, hopefully, because our soccer game has been moved. So we will have a little bit of a free night. So hopefully I'll be able to get in there for y'all with y'all for once and at least talk and not just say hi and then run. So that would be nice. Thanks, Crow. Thanks, Ray. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for being here. Purple, thanks for being here. We had a lot of people that showed up today. And we had Jim. I think I saw Tally Darkstar come in at some point. Did I see that? Am I correct in that? Thought I did. I'm going back through. Ron Slusher was in here. Could have swore I saw Tally. Reed is in again. Appreciate you, Reed. Could have swore. Yeah, Tally Darkstar. He did show up. That was fantastic. Of course, Mr. Bayram. Of course, Purple Haze, if I didn't say you already. I appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with us. I know it might seem a little silly what we're doing sometimes, but we enjoy it, and we hope you do too. Only got one soccer game this week on Wednesday. It's a away game, so the team is still undefeated. We're sitting at first place in the conference currently, so hopefully the season can continue on up in a good way here. It's our last season for the soccer team with my daughter being a senior, so trying to do good over there. I do want to share with you all something real quick. Whoops, that's not it. I talk about doing these announcements and everybody's like, oh, well, you should take a video of it sometime. And I always forget to do it. And then the one night that I'm prepared to do it, my daughter doesn't actually start the game, which was great. That's music just played in my ear. Let's take this back. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I can play this. I'm going to get Jeff. Let's see. All right. Hold on, I'm getting it queued up. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. I'm going to share a new screen. I'm going to share this so that it's out there in the world. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's show it on the stream. There it is. Look at that guy. Woohoo! All right, I'm going to play this real quick. Let's see if it'll work. Let me know if you can't hear it. Yep. Okay. Okay, we don't care about them. Let's get to ours. Here we go. Yeah. Jeff, I hope you don't get in trouble for the song. Here we go. Oh, you got the raspy in there. Yes. Get it. Mm-hmm. Yep. I probably lost everybody on the stream now. Oh. Yes. El Shafi. Woohoo! Yep. Gotta turn the music down. I gotta make my adjustments. There we go. Gotta get my next song ready. All that jazz. Yep. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? If you're able. There you go. That's it. That's it. So that's what all the hoopla is about. Every time I go to the soccer games, I gotta do my announcements. I'm gonna miss it, to be quite honest with you. It's one of those things where freshman year my daughter played, and the person that did it was kind of bad. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. A lot of static because they were messing with the cord a lot. You'd get like big sounds that would come through the speakers, like backfeed and stuff, and they just weren't very enthusiastic. It was somebody that had just been doing it for a while because nobody else wanted to do it. So that was right around the time that we were streaming all the Stadia stuff, right? And so I was getting comfortable with speaking and my tech and doing some things. And so I was like, hey, I'll do it. Because I got tired of sitting in the stands. I'm the kind of parent that during the games, I really can't take people complaining and talking shit and doing all that stuff because it makes my blood boil, and then I become a spectator that I don't want to be. I can get confrontational with parents, and I don't want to do that. So I tend to stay down to the far side, and in this case, it was like, look, best place for me to be is in the press box. So I started doing it her sophomore year, did it last year, her junior year, and now this year, her senior year. It's brought me to buying turntables and mixing music. I mix a whole 22-minute and 45-second song for them as a warm-up song. We try to keep it, intense and then kind of bring it down. It kind of tells a story. So, that's kind of the artsy side of it for me, but no, I'm gonna miss it, and it's been a lot of fun. I've never shied away from being proud of my kids and loving my kids and sharing all that stuff with you all. There's a lot of emotions that go through when life changes. And in this case, life changing, meaning my daughter is eventually going to graduate here and go off to college. So it's definitely a wave of emotion. There might be some times as we talk over the next couple of months that I'm a little emotional. And I just apologize ahead of time. I'm just very proud of my kids, and I love them very, 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 very much. And I would do anything for them, as I'm sure anyone else would for their children. So thanks for letting me share that. There you go. Hopefully, hopefully y'all thought it was okay. Next week, we're going to be back. NFL draft will have wrapped up, so we'll be able to talk a little bit about that, all the other crazy stories that will pop up from the week, and you never know. There might be a special guest or something. You never know what we're going to do here. So thank you guys so much for sticking around, watching that. Appreciate everything. Hopefully we will see you real soon, and stay safe and take care of each other. Talk to you soon. Have a good night. Up next is Jeff's, what do you say, his baseball stream or something like that. So stick around and check that out if you want. Bye, y'all. Take care. See you soon.